So basically, how exactly did we as people figure out how to use numbers to organize certain aspects of civilization, and especially to people who are taking care of us? So basically, he's discussing how natural number sequences came into occurrence. Typically, you would count normally as one person showed up, then a second, then a third, then a fourth. That is the basic premise of a natural number. So basically, he's discussing the concept of what comes after one and discussing how they figured out if there is zero people within a home, then that is zero people. And so zero through infinity would be considered a whole number. So he's discussing how the process of integers occur and how what comes after zero. So he's discussing anything above zero, one through infinity, would be a higher or positive number, meaning larger in size. Anything below zero into the negatives from -1 to a negative infinity means something is getting smaller and smaller. And every positive number has a opposite number. So -1 has a positive one. Or if there's a -3, there is a positive 3. And that is what you call an integer. So we're discussing the in-betweens of 1 and 0, specifically how to split them up. So we introduce rational numbers into the mix, and the higher you go, like 3/4 means you're getting closer to the whole number, such as 1, if given the example 1 to 0. 3/4 would be closer to 1, or 1/4 would be closer to 0, and the miniature divides in between it can go on forever until it reaches to the whole nearest whole number. So any numbers can go into the rational number, whether it's 8, 2, 6, 3, as long those are rational numbers that can still be applied to this concept. So this was definitely a bit more challenging because consecutive and interpreting meant something completely different than summarizing completely in consecutive interpreting. I hope I fixed that issue. I feel like the more challenging part of this was getting out of the mindset that I had to interpret and I guess just summarize what was being said rather than try to interpret, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think what I found difficult within this is definitely breaking my thought process of what consecutive interpreting is, and I'm not the best with math. I will be honest with you. I'm very dyslexic, and the concepts of math really confuse me, especially if negatives and positives. And I definitely was coming in with a bit of a bias on. I guess he's going to be showing very mathematical terms that I probably couldn't digest completely, or showing word problems, which is the bane of my existence. But that was on my own bias, and while watching the video, it was just explaining concepts, which ironically did help a little more with my understanding, even at a college level, but I still am struggling with trying to break out of the boxes of interpreting at certain points, but I think this is a good learning opportunity, and I just have to make sure I use my text to speech thing a little more often so I do not get mix ups like this happening again. All right, thank you.